It does nothing.
I want water. Or food. Oh god.
Be way stronger and not die as much. And this spam takes a minute to gas. What? Yeah, Pathfinder's is better. Tiny Servant. I don't think I know that one. I animate a little guy. I'm gonna animate a nearby spook to fight for me. That's kind of funny. Yeah, in like a stealth situation, it would be pretty cool. Oh, I am already rolling the saves. They failed. Okay, there's a table that describes what happens when there's a chickens, and it will
Stop turning left. What's so interesting over there?
Okay, so nearby commoners are all confused and are running random directions. But spells a 10-foot radius. Mercy reading comprehension and roll within 6 of heal one. One gets an opportunity attack from the troll. Dies. Then the troll is up next. It's fine. He just takes turn. What? There's a chance that he could just take his normal turn even though he failed to save. Then the troll goes, does 3 attacks. Hits all 3 commoners, they're all dead, and then he saves his turn, and he succeeds in his turn 1.
Alright, it didn't crash this time. I have no idea why that happened. But thank God, we have Elle now. I named her Elle because that's what I felt when I captured her.
3 attacks. That's it. 7 damage after 3. On save. See your concentration check. Gonna do another attack. It's more damage.
How many apples do I have?
Yeah. Oh, last hit. It's a crit. That is 19. I'm almost dead. Oh, trick. I'll escape. You need roll. I got like 30 feet of it. Okay, you cast the spell, and he goes all the way up to the ceiling. 30-foot high ceiling. What? Choose the right.
Hey, look, more apples.
So it's the length of the this is what you cut them off.
I killed them.
Oh. Okay. Make a roll. Climb it. Stand it from throw and climb 30 feet. I didn't think you were roll. Yeah. Oh. This is dead. Don't spell it. 1 damage. Oh. They got spear. Yes. It's his turn. Attacks. Oh. And just gives him disadvantage. Right, that's it.
Alright, the first reward is actually pretty important, but after that, the rest is pretty irrelevant.
Hi.
Yeah, I know.
The towing harness. Well, what have we here? I actually remember getting stuck in a well at one point in the game, but the simple fact was simply that I was never stuck in the first place. I just forgot I had Ascend. That's why Ascend is my favorite ability now. So I guess this girl just shows up at the first well you see. You enter.
Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm a game. Today we are going to do a quick and dirty dive for our brand new 5-star Pyro character, Gaius.
for those of us that are willing to invest into future impact and have our Aeromite there already, well, this guide is going to be for as of today, prior to really sort of buffs or anything. Yeah. So just keep in mind.
So this is a sick, cool new effect they added in Tears of the Kingdom.
Hopefully this guy can help you out
Stickiness. There's even an armor set all about it. It doesn't completely negate the slipperiness of walls on rain, but it makes them very tolerable. And I remember setting up a strange-ass Zonai contraption to get out originally when I got stuck back then. But it really was as simple as just doing that, huh?
Stuff for most characters, and in Deia's case, since she is a pirate character and attacks are physical damage, typically don't really to do, and they're also quite slow. Now, I've leveled them up purely for the showcase, a single showcase with their high plunge or perhaps as low plunge damage, because that actually happens to be her highest multiplier, especially without her Constellation 1. So, yeah, we can just move on from her normal attacks now. And up next is her elemental skill. Now, there is a lot to say about her elemental skill, but there is a plop portion, a hop portion, and then a bop portion.
Not really, it's only one level.
The plop and the hop only scale off of attack, especially if Deia is not at Constellation 1. So if she's at Constellation 0, these will only scale off of attack. When we see how the field damage does scale a little bit off of her max HP. Now let's talk a little bit about what it does. This thing provides a bit of resistance to interruption to the characters inside of it. However, that resistance to interruption is actually pretty difficult to notice unless it is during this first passive, while this first passive is active. 9 seconds after you plop this down, you will have a very significant amount of super armor thanks to this gold forge state, and it's typically even enough for a character like
just mirrors the game really quiet.
Attacks and shoot off her charge shots, which
I have my volume maxed out.
A shield in terms of the interrupt resist. Besides that, the elemental skill will deal this field damage once every 2.5 seconds if the enemy takes some damage while within her elemental skill circle, and also the ICD on our elemental skill. There is no ICD on the plop, there's no ICD on the hop, and there's no ICD on the bop. Because it has a full second duration, you're able to get 5 bops in total. Oftentimes, though, it's only 4 bops, but hey, you know, who's counting, right? So each bop is guaranteed from my observations to give you 1 pyro particle. However, the plop and the hop do not generate any pyro particles, so you will typically get 4 to 5 pyro particles depending on how many bops you perform. Now, a couple more useful things to note is that while you're casting her E, the plop part of it, you actually do not have any super armor, so Deia will easily be interrupted while she's actually trying to put down the first parts of her elemental skill. Now, the hop portion, you can relocate it, however, it does not reset the cooldown of the bop. So if you just did a bop right before the hop, then you won't be able to get another bop immediately after the hop. You still have to wait for that 2.5 second cooldown in order for the bop to be triggered again. So it does have a long 20-second cooldown, so you do have a significant amount of downtime, assuming you don't use your elemental burst, but we'll talk about that later. Now, the last thing about this is that it does snapshots when you place it down, and then it re-snapshots when you do the hop, or if you replace it with her elemental burst. The next thing to talk about is her elemental burst. Literally one of the most important things about Deia's elemental burst is that it does not work with Xingqiu or Yelan's elemental burst. But this means that despite matching left click and appearing to kind of be like basic attack damage, she is not actually doing normal attacks and therefore will not trigger things like Official's Constellation 6, Xingqiu's Rain Sword, as well as Yelan's coordinated attacks. This also means that all the damage that you see here is actually elemental burst damage, and it has nothing to do with normal attack multipliers or charge attack multipliers. It is purely just elemental burst damage. Now, it's a bit more straightforward than the elemental skill, but you go into her elemental burst stage where you will just mash left click in order to do punches a lot faster, and each punch does this much damage, and it scales with off her HP, and it scales more off of attack. And finally, after 10 punches, assuming you're matching left the whole time, she will do a future slam to the ground. And as for its ICD, punches have standard ICD, and because it's 10 hits, you will apply power on the first, 4th, 7th, 10 punches, and the final slam attack does not have any ICD, or at least the ICD is not linked to the punches. So, total you can actually make 5 out of the 11 total hits on her elemental burst. So one more important thing to know about her elemental burst is that it actually puts away her elemental skill. So if you put the elemental skill down, use her elemental burst, she will put away the elemental skill. This means that the damage from her elemental skill isn't active while she's doing the elemental burst. On top of that, this means that the particles generated elemental skill not to be generated, and assuming there is some time left on her elemental skill, after her elemental burst, she will place down her elemental skill again the remaining duration. Keep in mind that when you do something like that, for likely up 9 seconds of Golden Forged form state is. Let's say you plop down her elemental skill, then you use her elemental burst, which takes roughly 6 to 7 seconds or something like that. That means that while you're doing your elemental burst, this 9 seconds of the Golden Forged state will be wasted in a sense. Your other characters will not gain super duper armor.
Am I stupid, or do I not know where Hateno is?
Has super ult from outside of death, notes and can knock her out. We did slightly talk about this passive, but also reduced 60% less damage while she's receiving damage. Red Maid's blood. Red Maid's blood damage is absorbed by allies taking damage within her Molten Inferno. So you'll notice there's a little indicator near Dayhound that shows that she's taking damage for her teammates' sake. And she can also take damage while she's off field. So this next passive just heals her when she's under 40% HP. There's really not much else to say about it. And finally, this passive is similar to Rosaria's, except unlike for the nighttime, this is for the daytime, you will get a 10% speed bonus in the overworld if you use the day between the times of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now, in terms of talent priority, assuming you do want Dave to do some damage, I would generally suggest prioritizing her elemental burst, then followed by her elemental skill, and you don't even need to level up her normal attacks, especially if you do not plan to use them at all.
I already
Let's talk about her options.
already explored this place.
Pure pyro damage build.
I'm an idiot.
Pure pyro damage build effectively just aims to do as much pyro damage as possible. So looking at this damage maximized chart, we can see that the Emblem of Severed Fates is going to be a great artifact set for this damage. And the reason for this
Sometimes I see a body of water like this, and I think to myself, man, I kinda miss Cryonis.
does have a lot of energy issue, especially at Constitution 0. And
Then again, we can just make boats now.
Pieces to run, either an attack percentage, or an energy recharge timepiece if you have less pyro characters on your team. You can see here that the Emblem Severed Fates with 10% timepiece will increase your first.
And we definitely need a boat there.
In comparison to having no set bonus, and the ER timepiece will still improve her damage by a significant 14% in comparison, thanks to the passive that provides bonus damage to her elemental burst. An HP percent timepiece is a bit more of an interesting choice, and unfortunately at Constitution 0 it just does not quite scale as well.
I haven't
as
found the
an
bubble
attack
frog
percent
there
timepiece
yet,
or
though.
Energy recharge timepiece. And honestly, when it comes to data absorbing damage for your characters, having a little bit more HP is barely noticeable the efficacy of that purpose. I would not use an HP percent timepiece until perhaps more constellations, and we'll talk about that a bit more down the road. Now, the next artifact set that's likely a decent choice as well, even for the pure power blend, is Tenacity of Noah. Tenacity of Noah, 20% HP, which increases her damage by a little bit. Also, it also increases the attack percent of your entire party, which will provide a small
Oh, hey,
attack
constructs.
buff to the rest of them. The next artifact set, which is surprisingly viable on Dea, is actually the Crimson Witch of Flames, even for a raw pyro build. And the reason for that is because you can actually use her elemental skill. Use her elemental skill's hop, so the hop with the hop. This will actually build 2 stacks on your Crimson Witch of Flames, which provides her a full percent. But do keep in mind that you're sacrificing a lot of energy recharge, and you're still doing less damage than just an attack percent time on the think there's actually one more artifact set that I can see after, but I assume it's pretty similar to the Crimson Witch of Flames, perhaps a little bit better. It also will significant amounts of ramping time. By the time that this thing is fully stacked at around 3.2 seconds into her she's going to already be almost done. So that's why I didn't bother putting it on this chart. I had to decide to give this one a 2.5 slime rating out of 5 slimes. Now, in terms of stat priority for Dea at Constellation 0, overall I would rank it as crit is greater than or equal to recharge, which is probably greater than or equal to attack percent, and finally, significantly greater than HP. At Constellation 1, this changes a little bit, with still being the number one most important stat, followed by energy recharge, attack percent, and HP% all being roughly equal to each other, depending on which you apply the more damage. At Constellation 1, we use scales roughly the same, with both attack percent and HP% for elemental burst damage, or for burst uptime charge. So, yeah, what's that to keep in mind if you do get her Constellation 1. So let's actually do something a little bit different. Talk about how much energy recharge does Dea need. Now, the reason why I typically avoid this discussion topic is because there are just too many assumptions that we need to make about energy recharge. So a few scenarios. Assuming that somehow get 2 white particles from enemies and deal on field when that happens, or during her development first. So here in this one chart, assumption is defending 1 elemental skill worth of bennett particles, and that elemental skill can generate 3 particles. But we can also see that when it comes to a pure power team with Dea Bennett and Shovel Knight, she can get away with perhaps as low as 156% energy charge in order to get her burst back up, thanks to the power particles that Bob generates for the team. And however, if you just have Dea and Bennett and you only funnel 1 Bennett elemental skill to Dea, she may need as high as 183%, assuming the other 2 characters aren't pyro characters. And finally, if Dea is with non-pyro teammates, I would just suggest thinking about trying to team Dea burst uptime, unless you're using something. See that without the Fluminense or any other additional pyro particles, she's going to need a colossal 302% recharge in order to have 100% burst uptime. Next, let's talk about methods. Starting with the Beacon of the This is a great no-nonsense statistic for Dea. Overall, this is her signature weapon. Weapon in general with her rate as well as with fighting up to 50% attack with no nonsense. It's a 5 sign out of 5 sign rating. Next weapon that's good for her, unsurprisingly, is the Greystone. And what's interesting about this is because her element is not snapshot, you're very likely to actually get whichever element is passive active. So the Wolf's Greystone is actually slightly better on Dea than any other characters for that reason. Up next in the list of 5-star weapons is the Unforged. Now, there is a little bit of ramp-up time with this thing, and because her elemental burst is not a snapshot, it actually works an advantage for the Unforged. However, again, you're probably not going to run Dea with a shielder, so yeah, you won't really be exploiting the full advantages of it. If you do actually run her own team with a shielder, the Unforged is a solid option. So have the Red Horn Stone Thresher. Now, she doesn't really do normal or charge attacks, so unfortunately this passive is largely useless for her. However, this thing just provides a ton of crit damage, which is actually good.
Lasers.
For her. Now, a sleeper pick is the Aqua Maru. And the Aqua Maru provides a lot of elemental damage, especially at Refinement 5. And this is always one of the few weapons that I actually give different ratings for, depending on the refinements. At Refinement 5, this thing is doing 95% of the damage as the Beacon of the Reed Sea, which is actually pretty. So if you have this thing at Refinement 5, you don't have the Beacon of the Reed Sea. Do consider using this? Well, the calculations here are based on 250 total team energy, which oftentimes you'll have more, and sometimes you'll have less.
A blood moon?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is a perfect location to witness something cool about the blood moon.
But it's still a pretty solid weapon, even at Refinement 1. And what's nice about this is that let's say you invest into it, future you could get more refinements for this thing and therefore keep improving it. Now the next weapon is the Luxurious Sea Lord. The Luxurious Sea Lord is an unlooking weapon, but it's just a decent weapon. 24% first damage that it provides, plus it having attack percent which data does scale flying off of. And we can see here that Refinement 5 is 80% of the Beacon of the Great Sea, so it's a pretty solid option. Now the next weapon worth mentioning is the Skyward Pride. Skyward Pride provides 14% all damage, which does improve the elemental burst damage, and the energy recharge is also nice for maintaining burst uptime. So, line and a 5-star rating. Now, a weapon that's definitely worth talking about is the Serpent Spine. Serpent Spine is a double-edged sword on Dea, because if you use her elemental skill and any character probably takes damage and then you swap Dea back on the field, DOT that she takes from the damage absorption from her teammates actually removes these stacks of the Serpent Spine. As such, it's actually counterproductive to use her elemental skill to provide.
So the Zonai constructs canonically aren't infected, unlike the Guardians were.
But if somehow you can maintain all 5 stacks, it is a great weapon for her. Now, another interesting weapon for her is the Bell. Unfortunately, though, again, at Constellation Zero, she did not scale that well off of HP.
And for those that are curious about how the Bell performs, once you have Dea's Constellation, which helps her scale with HP much better, the Bell will do roughly 81% of the burst damage that the Beacon of the Green Sea will, so that puts it at around the same level as the Luxurious Sea Lord, while leaving the caveat of having a shield available.
So,
even at constant
if you played Breath of the Wild, you already know what a Blood Moon does. It revives all the enemies
Besides the Bell, the only other
that you killed before.
is the Sacrificial Greatsword. Sacrificial Greatsword has a really high chance,
And it's a way to ensure there's always a population of people and things to do in the game. It's a clock cycle of apparently like 8 hours or something. 8 in-game hours, actual real-time hours.
Witness the blood moon's rise. When its red glow shines upon the land, the aimless spirits of slain monsters return to flesh. Just as they did in a war long past. The world is threatened once again.
I really like this Blood Moon cutscene. It's just so ominous. Zelda isn't all be careful Link, she's all foreboding and stuff.
9-second duration and an 18-second cooldown. The super armor that her elemental skill provides does not really feel like it's very good. And on top of that, you typically don't care too much about a bunch of uptime on her elemental skill in terms of the fire application it provides, or even the super armor that it provides outside of Golden State. So that's why I'm not really strongly about the Sacrificial Greatsword. So if you want Dea to actually do a lot of damage, or as much damage as she really can, this is probably the best team for her to pull it off, and it's probably one of the easiest teams to follow with. It is the Pure Pyro team. This team actually Shunwing pretty much does as much damage as
anyway, so yeah, the Zonai constructs don't respawn from the Blood Moon. They still do respawn, but more similarly, they respawn a lot more like the way the items in the game respawn. Which is still cycle and timer based, just not via the Blood Moon.
Now, for the next build, I don't have as comprehensive charts as I did with the previous build, and there's really only 3 artifact sets strongly worth considering for this. The first one being Emblem of Sever Fates if you actually want to spam her Elemental Burst, because she needs a lot of energy recharge for a character at Constellation Zero. And for the timepiece, though, you're going to want an Elemental Mastery timepiece for more damage, or an energy recharge timepiece for more uptime. Next artifact set we're talking about is the 4-piece Gilded Dreams. Obviously, we know what this does. It just provides a ton of elemental mastery. Not much to say here, except you will have slightly worse uptime, but significantly better elemental skill.
Combat training one, how boring.
Can be up to 7 times, as it has no ICD. Now, the next artifact set worth talking about is the Crimson Witch of Flames. You can definitely get 2 stacks on it thanks to being able to use her elemental skill twice. Next, let's talk about weapons. Since we already kind of went through the explanation of weapons, I'm just going to go through this pretty quickly. Overall, her best one's probably still going to be the Wolf's Gravestone. Again, I didn't do exact math for this, but I'm sure that my hunches are going to be accurate here. Followed by the Wolf's Gravestone, most likely, and then followed by a Refinement 5 Akuamaru. And after that, it's likely going to be the Rain Slasher. In particular, the Rain Slasher is a great free-to-play friendly weapon option to this. You've probably gotten quite a few of these and might have this thing at Refinement 5. Obviously, this thing will do a lot more damage with Hydra on them. So let's talk about some characters that this Fate team can be used with. You do kind of a dual character.
I hate how you have to ready the throwing of a weapon first, before you can properly ready the throw
And then afterwards, you can use
of a normal item. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally thrown away an item because of it.
Actually, elemental burst. And for the fourth character, generally Bennett is a great option for this. Now, most other vape setups that I've seen feel pretty awkward to use when it comes to Bennett. You can vape most of the hits with Mona, and her elemental skill as well as her elemental burst can provide enough Hydra to vape most of her elemental burst.
You can just not have a weapon, but like,
Awkward and inconsistent.
that's so awkward.
Obviously, most of the Hydra characters can also help vape like Kokomi. Finally, the character that actually can vape Dea's Kit pretty consistently is Elo. Elo's elemental skill follows you around if you do her elemental skill 3 times, and this Hydro aura around you will actually apply Hydro quite a lot, which is enough to vape most, pretty much all of Dea's damage. But sadly, outside of perhaps a Elo, this team
Sure.
doesn't
I think
really have much synergy outside of that.
My controller's low bat.
Be disappointed.
Shit. That's
based
not
on
good.
the performance and damage output of this team, but Elo is a character that can vape all of Dea's stuff. Now, obviously, you can also use Tartaglia and have him on field for quite a bit in order to vape Dea's elemental skill. You can think of it as a different variation, a worse variation of the Child International. Instead of Xiaoling, we have Dea. Obviously, Xiaoling's going to do a lot more damage with her elemental burst phase than Dea will because Xiaoling has no ICD. So do keep that in mind when you do choose to use Dea over Xiaoling. Up next are her consolations. If you plan on burning a lot of money, this is the perfect section for you. Or if you also plan on losing a lot of your future 50/50s on stays in the standard manner, this is a great section for you. Starting off with her consolation 1, this adds a very significant amount of HP scaling to her elemental skill and her elemental burst. In that consolation 1, HP
Something
percent
nice to
ends up
throw, I
being
guess.
roughly only 2 to 3% worse than attack percent. So she actually will scale really well off of HP percent at that point, and roughly to attack percent. Because of that, and because it actually increases her burst damage by a huge chunk, roughly 43% on top of her Constellation 0, and 37% for elemental skill damage on top of her Constellation 0. This is going to be the constellation that you want to get for Dea if you do plan to actually have her make her do damage. A 5-slide out of 5-slide rating. Up next we have her Constellation 2, which after you use the plop and then use the hop, will actually extend its duration from 12 seconds to 18 seconds, therefore basically making it have almost close to 100% uptime, since the cooldown is 20 seconds. And it will also do 50% increased bop damage if a character in the circle got hit by something before the next bop. It also adds a couple more bops, making the possible perhaps 7 bops. We can see that in total this will actually increase her elemental skills damage by 55%, and even a raw pyro version of Dea will do roughly 101,000 damage with her full elemental skill damage, which is pretty significant at that point. So yeah, a great constellation, and I'm going to give this one a 4.5 slime rating out of 5 slimes. The next one is 3 levels to her elemental burst, which is okay. Because the next one is her Constellation 4, which will heal her as well as provide energy for every punch that hits the enemy during her elemental burst. This will restore up to 16.5 energy, I believe, and largely solves her energy issue. Hell's Legion 5 adds 3 levels to her elemental skill, and this will add roughly 70% damage on top of her elemental skill. Up next is her Constellation 6, which adds 10% crit rate to her elemental burst, and for every punch that she lands, it deals a critical hit, which we're assuming that you're pretty much just going to be critting every single hit at the very beginning. It will increase her crit damage by 15% for up to 60% crit damage after 4 punches. So this is a significant 25% increase roughly to her elemental burst damage, but do keep in mind that you will lose a tiny bit of damage on her elemental skill because your crit ratio is going to be a little bit more lopsided when you factor in the 10% crit rate bonus that you're going to subtract off of your elemental skill that you normally would actually have there. So yeah, that's why you actually lose a tiny bit of damage due to the slightly lopsided crit ratio. Finally, we can bring her signature weapon up to Refinement 5, which will provide a 16% damage bonus to everything in her kit. This is pretty in line with most refinements on signature weapons. You gain roughly 4% additional damage for each refinement. Obviously, it's poor value for Primo Gems, but whales are going to whale, and they're going to get that extra bit of damage. Let's next talk about a pure support build for Dea. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit after all this time, but we're going to start off with the artifacts, and there are 2 main sets to really consider for a pure support Dea build. The first one being the Tenacity of the Mill, for obvious reasons her elemental skill can provide good uptime on the 20% attack buff this artifact set provides. The next artifact set to consider is the 4-piece Instructor's Brooch, because with a pure support Dea, you really don't care about her elemental burst uptime, or honestly even her stats. She is a pretty viable user of the Instructor's 4-piece set bonus. Now for weapons, we have the Favonius Greatsword to provide energy, the Makhaira Aquamarine, which I would recommend with a 4-piece Tenacity set, and Elemental Mastery pieces in order to provide a reasonable, non-negligible attack buff to the entire team. Well, honestly only at Refinement 5 though, because at Refinement 1 it barely provides any attack bonus. Then we have the Force Regalia, which is a good option, especially on a team where you want some burning involved, as this can provide 60 to 120 elements of mastery just by triggering burning. It does drop the leaf, which you have to play the dumb mini game and you have to try to pick it up, which can be pretty rough. And this in particular is really paired well with the 4-piece Instructors, as they alone can provide up to 240 elemental mastery, as well as some super armor for her teammates. The next weapon worth considering is the Sacrificial Greatsword. This way you can shorten your rotation times, because her elemental skill has a cooldown of 20 seconds, but this thing can shorten your rotations down to 16 seconds, which can actually make a big difference. And also, it will provide 100% E uptime, although keep in mind, it does not provide 100% uptime on the Gold Forge Super Duper armor, and only provides a little bit of additional super armor outside of the Gold Forge state. So far, I've only really found support Dea to be really good in one team, and this is with a Burning Melt Ganyu combination. And the reason why this is good is because Dea provides a much needed super armor for Ganyu, and without using Zhongli, for example, you're able to provide a much higher amount of pyro application in order to have Ganyu melt much more reliably in comparison to having Zhongli instead of Dea here. Now, outside of this team, I don't really feel strongly about using support Dea, but you can kind of slap her in any team where the pyro is an inoffensive reaction, and she can provide small buffs as well as a little bit of super armor to your team. One possibility is that you can actually use Dea to support Hu Tao with a double pyro, double fighter situation. Dea will provide Hu Tao with a significant amount of super armor, as well as with pyro resonance. Now, honestly, I prefer Zhongli for this role, but you can use Dea as well if you want to. Now, I'm going to be honest, most other teams that you might try Dea and you're really just shoehorning her in to just, for the sake of using Dea, and there's pretty much always a better option. Even in this team, there's a better option. Even in a pure power team, there's a better option. Even with Melt Ganyu, there's better variations of Melt Ganyu, for example. So, yeah, sadly, Dea is not really in a good spot in terms of viable teams right now. But that's also what I was saying at the beginning of this video. We are likely going to see a significant amount of changes to Dea in the upcoming patches, because Dea is really suffering from the Kuki syndrome, in my opinion, Her kit is just not.
Lol, Cookie Syndrome my ass, she still fucking sucks.
In the game at the moment. Yeah, he will probably need to do an updated guide once many more things that can synergize with Deia's actual kit and perhaps even a dedicated artifact set, stuff like that. Because a lot of stuff is going to change once Deia gets out of her Cookie Syndrome situation. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Want to Lose, signing out.
I still want her.
People have been begging for Adventure 3 for decades. But what if I told you that this elusive little title has been hiding in plain sight all along? So get what you know about Sonic Heroes, Sonic 06, because this is the story of how he teamed up with Finn the Human and Homer Simpson. This is LEGO Dimensions, and this game is weird, but like in a good way. Back in the season of Amiibo and Skylanders, LEGO decided to compete with their massive catalog of IP, and why don't people talk about it more? Sure, there's a base story featuring Batman, Wildstyle, and Gandalf, but they make several additional campaigns through several different series. Like, take what you know about LEGO Star Wars and ask what if it played like Portal 2 instead? Like, there is an entirely original Sonic the Hedgehog campaign buried within this game, but more on that later. So when I opened the game and realized that it was manufactured upside down, I already knew I was in for the authentic Sonic experience. Does that look like Gandalf? Not only do you have to buy the game, but also the toy pack expansions you want. This game is technically discontinued. Yeah, it wasn't cheap. So, thanks for subscribing and indirectly paying for all my poor financial decisions. LEGO Dimensions opens up with the antagonist being evil and using an evil metal detector to discover evil portal power that summons a space rift through multiple different universes, which is honestly the basis for most media franchises nowadays. But see, with LEGO, it's not as simple as taking a $30 toy out of the box. Really good value. No, you have to earn these characters. And this was our phenomenally stacked roster. First things first, though, for the Multiverse Adventures to save the world, they needed to build a portal first. And by they need to build a portal, I mean that I have to build a portal in real life. So nearly a whole hour later, the game was finally started. The LEGO build was over, and the portal was finally about to start. Okay. So with the portal finally up and running, I'm sure you'd love to see that whole Sonic campaign, right? Yeah? Well, keep waiting. Before we do anything, we have to beat the first mission, which, as you guessed, is through the Wizard of Oz, because of course it is. After the main task gets portaled away, it's now up to us to stop the Wicked Witch of the West. And I know it's ridiculous, but this game really makes you think about an anime fan's favorite term, power steal. Am I crazy for thinking Gandalf could solo the entire Wizard of Oz verse? Oh, actually, how do you power scale Dorothy with red slippers? Oh, that's actually really strong. Oh shit, he has them? Oh yeah, he's a multiversal threat now. Look, quite literally. I told you, the red slippers are strong. So safe to give up on this world because it feels like the bad guy has just already won. I mean, how do you beat the red slippers? All we can really do is save the Sonic Dimensions instead. I'm already blown away. Oh, we're just hopping in. Yeah, oh, the whole team's here. Thank God. Homer Simpson in Green Hill Zone? Oh my God, this game delivers. Whoa, holy shit, I'm fast now.
Wait, throw a punch? Wait, you're right, that's Sonic F Smash! I can't believe I'm just moving in a Sonic game like this. Where's the crew? Oh, Finn made the jump somehow. Oh, so did Homer Simpson. Honestly, Homer, you take it. Oh, I'm so much slower now. Oh, he's picking up the pace. Oh. I think whenever I say I like video games, this is what I'm talking about, you know? No, this game is perfect. Oh. Wait, bonus level, Homer! He can't reach the bonus level! Okay, yeah, we needed Sonic. Oh my god! I cannot believe this game. This is everything I wanted it to be. This is what the game is. Why don't people talk about this game more? Cutscenes? Why does he look so good? This is actually just a Sonic game. Stop me! Shit, Lego Big the Cat! We have Homer Simpson on our team! Oh, did they join the team?
Knuckles, my favorite Shadow. Well, I don't see. Where's Amy anyway? Anyone seen her?
She gets sidelined again? No, I can't believe the cat. Oh, and you lost the emeralds? Okay, so is Eggman even in this game anymore? Oh, okay, so they're all gone.
As fast as I can.
But Tails does not have a voice actor. Oh, just now I feel stupid. No way! No way! Holy shit! I can't believe this game! Gandalf, come on! Oh my god, wait. Oh, I gotta take a breather on that. Oh, I can't get high. Okay, so that monkey lives for now. Wait. Batarang is not ready for it. What an insane statement! Well, you gotta vote. Sonic has... Sure. What the hell? Sure, we can do it. Homer, would you like the honors? Actually, in Adventure Time, you have not gotten nearly enough action. How would you like to get Sonic card? Oh my god! Wait, it's actual Sonic Adventure 1! Is it too early for me to say that this is unofficially Sonic Adventure 3? Can I make that claim just yet? At least Sonic Adventure 2.5, right? Oh, look at oh my god, the generic Barry! Look at those! Oh, they're so cute! I'm gonna be... I want to charge last a little bit. That's what I'm calling. I like how much speed he gets, though. Thank you, Homer! Thank you! Stop me! Boss fight! I hear the music and everything. Oh shit! Homer, are you ready? Homer Simpson. No one else is around. Oh, this is cool. Oh, watch the... Oh, what you get? I'm using Homer powers. Okay, here we go.
There you go, finally.
I don't know why I thought that would be easier. I actually think this is now impossible. I think there's a reason that this level has Sonic the Hedgehog on it. Sonic, let's just run on mid-air real quick. And, it wasn't that hard. Okay, Master Builder Sonic, come on, get the spring. Oh, I have to get the car. Who's funny? Okay, Gandalf, if you really want to, you can too. Excuse me, Homer. Excuse me, giant-ass Homer. I can't rotate the angle, it's just angry Homer. You're gonna be giant Homer if you think we're profit. It's just... Hit him, giant Homer. Okay, on to the next one. Oh, okay. We're just doing this again. I feel like if you presented a Chaos Emerald to Gandalf, he would shit himself on the Revelation. It's so much stronger than some stupid ring. Okay, so that was Sonic Adventure 1, right? What's next? If we stay in the 3D games, if it's like City Escape coming up next...
Your last in my game.
I don't know. I'm just excited. I want to see where it goes. We gotta see. Is this a chemical plant or is this Sonic Boom? It's one of the two. Robo Sonic. Okay, gotta avoid the lasers. That just is a line. Watch out! Oh my god! He went out of here. He thought he could have stopped it. Whoa! Yo, where's my mark? I'm sorry. I can't believe they did this. It's an actual deep cut. That is straight up Megasonic. Not even Sega likes to talk about him anymore. Holy shit. This game's sick. When people said this was the best Sonic game, I thought there was some kind of comedy involved. But no, this actually hits everything I want them to do. Oh, and there's Metal Sonic. The one, the only of like 3. But like, that's cool. Lego Metal Sonic is something I never thought I would see. Oh, he's moving. Oh, he's actually moving. Okay, fade him over, Homer. You got this. Oh, I thought that would do it. We're your hero. Oh, he will never be forgotten. Uh-oh. Oh. Anyway, that second faces are so cute. Dude, and I should be with the thing of payoff. Oh my god! That's it all. Literally, if you make the checklist of what I want from a new Sonic game, like those that mentioned Sonic is getting all of this. My game. I don't care. It's pretty early. I'm calling it. I'm never going to play the game better. Yeah, Sonic is very fast. Homer, can you slow down a little bit here? Okay, you cannot grab the. Okay. Is this a. This is Gamma. Oh my god! You really attacked Gamma? They really did what Sega did know, you know? But can you talk about how your phone
Right.
looks right now? They don't really do much. Oh, shit, okay, yeah. What's the table, bro? I think that bills. I'm gonna hack it. I think I did. They call me a real hacker. Why did we do that? No, don't fight. Don't have to fight. So scattered. You can't see it. Football one died. I really watched the Gamma storyline, wasn't it? The SA1 tornado. Alright, Tails. Oh shit, okay, we can build it. Oh, no! It's still a robot, hold up. It's not done yet.
Fuck.
Why were we getting SA1 Tails? We all agree just being Homer is the funniest option. Alright, Homer of the tornado. What's he gonna do? Oh, I need to take all the...
Oh, they still work in the rain.
Homer couldn't reach that point. That's what happened. I need to get the plane from down here. Oh, okay. It has everlasting fall. Excellent. Yes, Homer. I was ready for it. The whole following him, but he knows a thing or two about bonus levels. He is hauling ass too. Looks like Homer's running away from a second.
Putting on a white shirt won't do me, man. I still know it's.
Can we please know the Homer accusations? I don't think he's doing that. How much out? Where can this go from? Actually, I respect Thomas Chow. Considering with the others. Oh, the whole game's great. And, what's the game plan here? It's a Mario Party 7. Let's see, so. As long as we got Homer's here, I think we should wait.
I'm so close.
Oh, Sonic, he's trapped. Wildstyle, you want to take charge? Yeah, she didn't really get a chance to shine. So, here's it. And all the just a crazy. What is all the different fun animations? Part is stolen. Oh, we got cutscenes? And he's coming, let go. Okay. We're going next. So we fighting here? Oh, we got the whole game! Yeah, Shadow does not get to speak, he doesn't get his gun, he didn't get anything this time though. Oh, we're just here now. They had to give me a... Oh my god, we got bubbles, huh? Level up ahead, don't we? Oh god, okay. It's probably faster to just die, right? Oh, that actually... It's a bubble! He's just loud. Okay, I can't hold the villain. I was about to just jump on him. Try Batman over there. Okay. Oh, Homer Simpson knows the answer. How did he get over there? Sure. Okay. Oh, and we're done. Yeah, I think we're smart enough to not let us deal with the water for too long. Okay, wait. Oh, shit. Nope, didn't have to. Oh my god. Holy shit! Okay, Sonic, we gotta go with speed. Okay, no rings, but we can't get hit. And there's nothing on his skin. 54 performance. You're at the passage. You can't get it. Oh. Batman, Wildstyle, and all these crew. Shadow can speak! Why now? Oh wait, we're just going... Was that what the final boss? And his moment around for it? Something inside! Ah! One more to go. Oh, he's Okay, checkpoint. Okay, we got the. Someone's a crew here. We got once and more. We got the Sonic Heroes left. Look at the tornado just out of the way. Hell, he only needs to Sonic is in the tornado. I wonder if they are going to bust out Chaos again, or if they just kind of let it happen. If that isn't for the hell of it, it's his health bar hit 0, right? We all agree? Oh, just one more for the road. I see. You shit for something? Oh, what's okay, so yeah, that's on me. Yeah, I should have known Chaos is coming back around. No, it's just really big Chaos 0. And we got a really glossy Eggman webcam now. You got a live Eggman reaction. Okay, tornado time. Okay, so I just want me to attack whenever my turn is.
Not bad.
In a nondescript area, got it. I think we need Homer for this one. He's coming out. Oh, yeah, we got the angle on it. Oh, okay. Oh, he's got elemental powers? Hold up. Yeah, I see these. Can we just talk about, though, Finn, the human, did jack shit. He did not really do anything of value. Oh, why do that? Why not aim at him? There we go, blast him.
You can't take him down. It looks like it's up to me.
Okay, you got the second?
Launch attack!
Wing, though. Yeah, hit me right here, man. Oh, uh-oh. Melted whole body. What is this? Oh, is it water? I guess I just always assumed chaos is water. Maybe it's just goop. It's electric chaos? Oh, wait. Maybe that's oh, my God.
Check the screen!
I wasn't ready for it.
Hello there.
She saved the day, huh? She got his ass. Oh, supersonic. Okay, I got a little unsure, but I got what I wanted. Oh, this is wrong Sonic Adventure 1 for the record. It reeks of it. Oh. Played over your heart for like 14.3 seconds. We didn't even get to enjoy it. Good job, Andy. Save the day. She died in space. She died a hero. Oh, and now she's a Batman. Oh, that was it? Okay, so, thoughts. What does everybody think? It's like one of the better Sonic games I've played, though.
Fuck. I feel like I missed a treasure. Hmm. I believe this is a helmet. Ah, it's a chest piece. Whatever. This'll do. Oh, still don't have a Guster. You should really get to Hatay now. She heard me. Can she get to me though? Never mind, she's not coming.
Oh! Ah? Huh! Ah? Ah?
Aru settlement. Was this place always called that? Oh. I meant in Breath of the Wild, of course. Ooh, Korok Forest. We may as well, actually. And the Great Fairy side quest. Ooh, Razor Shrooms.
Ah! Wow!
hot spring. A steering stick would be very nice. Let's just get to Tarry Town as fast as possible. I think I'll continue the rest of my journey on foot. Ooh, beetle.
Ooh. Oh. Ha! Ah. Ah. Ah.
Okay, Daka. It's a nice stick you got. Mind if I have it? Only had the stone talus still. Sana.